Hello students, in this lecture we will discuss air distribution system. So we will start a introduction part. So the introduction for air distribution system. The conditioned air, we can say that it is cooled or heated air from the air conditioning equipment must be properly distributed to the rooms or spaces to be conditioned in order to provide a comfort condition. When the conditioned air cannot be supplied directly from the air conditioning equipment to the spaces to be cooled, then the ducts are installed. The duct system convey the cooled or heated air from the air conditioning equipment to the proper air distribution point, and it carry return air from the room back to the air conditioning equipment for reconditioning and recirculation purpose. The duct system for proper distribution of conditioned air, the cost nearly 20 to 30% of the total cost of the equipment required, and the power required by the fan form a substantial part of the running cost. So it is necessary to design the ducts system in a such a way that the total cost or the capital cost of the ducts and the cost of the running the fan is lowest. So the next important part is classification of ducts. So the ducts are mainly classified are as follows. So we will see one by one. The first classification is based on according to the type of air it carries. So it is classified into two types: return air duct and the fresh air duct. The return air duct, as per the name, the return air ducts carries the recirculated air from conditioned space back to the air conditioning equipment, and the fresh air duct, as per the name, fresh air duct carries the outside air, is called as fresh air duct. The second classification based on pressure in the duct. So it is classified into subclassified into three types: low pressure duct, medium pressure duct and high pressure duct. So the low pressure duct, when the static pressure in the duct lies less than 50 mm of water, lies 50 mm of water, then the ducts are known as low pressure duct. The next classification is medium pressure duct. The medium pressure ducts lies up to the 50 to 150 mm of water, then the ducts are known as medium pressure duct. And the third type is high pressure duct. If the pressure in the duct is more than 150 mm to 250 mm of water, then the ducts are known as high pressure duct. The second classification is according to the velocity of duct. So it is classified into two types, subtypes: low velocity duct and high velocity duct. If the velocity in the duct is up to the 600 meter per minute, then the ducts are known as low velocity duct. If the air velocity is up to the 600 meter per minute, then the ducts are known as low velocity duct. And the second type is high velocity duct. It is simple: if the velocity is more than 600 meter per minute, then the ducts are known as high velocity duct. And the last type is according to the cross section of duct. So according to the cross section of duct, ducts are classified into three types: so circular ducts, rectangular ducts and square ducts. So mostly the circular ducts have the circular cross section area, the rectangular ducts have the rectangular cross section area, and the square ducts have the square cross section area. The next point is duct materials. Now the duct materials are usually made up from galvanized iron sheet, aluminum sheet metal, or it is also known as black steel. The most commonly used duct material in the air conditioning system is galvanized sheet metal, because the zinc coating of the metal prevents rusting and avoid the cost of painting. The sheet thickness of galvanized iron ducts varies from 26 gauge, it is 26 gauge means 0.55 mm, to 16 gauge. 16 gauge it is 1.6 mm. The aluminum is used because it is lighter in weight and it resists to moisture. The black sheet metal is always painted unless they withstand high temperature. Nowadays, non-metal ducts material it is used. The resin bounded glass fiber ducts are used because they are quite strong and easy to manufacture. The cement asbestos ducts may be used for underground air distribution and for exhausting corrosive material. The wooden ducts also used in place where moisture content in the air is not very large. The next point is size of duct. The dimension of the ducts are generally in multiples of 50 mm. The size of the duct in successive section goes on reducing due to the reduction of airflow. The reduction is done gradually, and you can see that it is a cross-section area of duct. It is preferable with the length to dimension ratio of 7:1, but not lesser than 4:1, and it is shown in the figure. Now, the length, you have to maintain the length 7 and its reduction is up to the 1. Then we can design a perfect duct. The next point is shape of the duct. The ducts are the different shapes. It is circular ducts, rectangular ducts, flat and oval ducts. The circular ducts have the circular cross-section area. The rectangular ducts have the rectangular cross-section area, and the oval ducts. Then the circular ducts, its range or standard size of the circular ducts are 12 inches to 72 inches in diameter, and the standard length of circular duct is 10 feet to 20 feet, and the rectangular ducts are designed to withstand strong vibration and various levels of pressure that occur during operation of air conditioning system. And the thickness of the rectangular ducts 0.45 mm to 2 mm, and 4 feet length is used. So the thickness it is used, it is 0.45 mm to 2 mm, and the length is up to the 4 feet. The flat and oval ducts, the flat and oval shaped ducts can be used for both negative and positive pressure ventilation system. The next point is pressure in the duct. The flow of air within the duct system is produced by a pressure difference existing between the different locations. If the pressure difference is more, then the faster the air will flow. So in the ducts there are three pressures are available. So first pressure is static pressure, second pressure is dynamic or velocity pressure, and the third pressure is total pressure. So the total pressure is a summation of static pressure and velocity pressure. So we will see the definition of static pressure. The static pressure is also called as stationary pressure. The static pressure always exists in a duct system. It is not depends upon the air movement. Therefore, the pressure is known as static pressure. This type of pressure pushes against the wall of the duct. It tends to burst a duct when it is greater than the atmospheric pressure, and it tends to collapse the confined envelope when its force is less than the atmospheric. The static pressure overcomes the friction and the shock losses as the air flows from the delivery of the fan to the outlet of the ducts. The second pressure in the duct is dynamic or velocity pressure. The dynamic or the velocity pressure is defined as the pressure is equal to the drop in static pressure necessary to produce a given velocity of flow. It is also defined as, or it is also equal to the increase in static pressure possible when the velocity is reduced to zero. And the third pressure is total pressure. So the total pressure is a summation of static pressure plus velocity pressure. So the static pressure is always present in the duct as well as the velocity pressure is present, but in the total pressure in the duct is summation of static pressure plus velocity pressure. The next point is flow through ducts. In that, the continuity equation for duct is important. So let us see the continuity equation for ducts. Consider the flow of air through ducts between the two sections, section 1-1 and section 2-2, as shown in the figure. Consider the Q1 is a quantity of air passing through section 1-1. The M1 is a mass of M1 is a mass flow rate of air through section 1-1. A1 is a cross section area of duct at section 1-1. V1 is a velocity of air at section 1-1, and density rho 1 is a density of air at section 1-1, and the corresponding values for section 2-2 is Q2, M2, then A2, V2 and rho 2. These are the corresponding value for section 1-1, and the datum is same. It is horizontal axis nozzle. So the datum at section 1 and section 2 remains same. Let us consider the continuity equation. It is M1 is a mass is equal to rho into Q. But we know that the Q is equal to the area into velocity. So put the area and velocity value and in the Q1 value. So we will get rho 1 A1 V1, equation number 1. Similarly, write down the M2 equation. It is rho 2 into Q2. So density at 2 point is rho 2 and the discharge is Q2. Similarly, replace Q by AV. So it is A2 V2. Now equating the equation 1 and 2, we will get rho 1 A1 V1 is equal to rho 2 A2 V2. But the density of air remains same, and density of air is 1.2 kg per meter cube. So the rho 1 and rho 2 is cancelled out. So we will get A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. This equation is known as the continuity equation. The mass value remains same. The mass value remains same. Again, we will see the one condition. Consider a branch type of section. Consider this type of section. So it is section 1, section 2 and section 3. The M1 quantity of air enter through section 1. The M2 dot amount of air enter through section 2, and we will get a condition 3. It is M3. So as from the continuity equation we can write down M1 plus M2 is equal to M3, or we can also write down Q1 plus Q2 is equal to Q3. The next and important point for air distribution system is Bernoulli's equation for ducts. And we know that for frictionless, incompressible and steady flow, the Bernoulli's equation is P by rho plus V square by 2 plus Gz is equal to constant. It is also P by gamma plus V square by 2G plus Z is equal to constant. It is a modified form. Then multiply by rho to this equation. We can give the equation number 1. Then we will get P plus rho V square by 2 plus rho Gz is equal to constant into density, it is also constant. Now, applying this equation to the section 1 and 2 of the duct. Consider it is a duct. So it is section 1 and it is section 2. Now the applying the Bernoulli equation for a duct at section 1 and 2. So we will get, so the P is nothing but it is PS1 plus rho 1 V1 square divided by 2 plus rho 1 G Z1 is equal to, G is same, acceleration to gravity remains same, and for section 2 is PS2. Now PS1 is static pressure in the duct plus, and PS2 is the static pressure in the duct at section 2 plus rho 2 V2 square divided by 2 plus rho 2 G Z2. But rho 1 is equal to rho 2. Rho 1 is equal to rho 2 because the density of air remains same, as well as for this case the Z1 and Z2 value remains same. It is Z1 and it is Z2 remains same. So Z1 is equal to Z2. So this rho G Z1 and rho 2 G Z2, it is cancelled out. So we will get PS1 plus rho 1 V1 square divided by 2 is equal to PS2 plus rho 2 V2 square by 2. Now PS1 is static pressure and rho V square by 2 is a velocity pressure. So you can write down PS1 plus PV1 is equal to PS2 plus PV2. But we know that the total pressure remains same. So this summation of PS1 plus PV1 is equal to PS2 plus PV2 is equal, it is PT. PT is the total pressure. Then in actual practice, there is always pressure drop in the duct due to the friction and other causes such as sudden changes in cross section and its direction. If consider PL is a total pressure drop or loss between the two section 1 and section 2, then the equation is PS1 plus PV1 is equal to PS2 plus PV2 plus PL. PL we have to add it in the downstream side because due to change in shape or due to friction, the energy loss takes place, pressure loss takes place, and we have to add this pressure loss in a downstream side. In case of fan or blower, the equation we can write down, it is PS1 plus PV1 plus PTF. PTF is a fan power plus PS2 plus PV2 plus again the head loss takes place. So consider it is a duct and in the duct fan is placed. It is a fan. It is section 1 and it is section 2. Now the section 1 and section 2 is a duct inlet and outlet and pressure is installed in the duct system. Then the Bernoulli equation for this case is PS1 is a static pressure, PV1 is a velocity pressure and PTF is a rise in pressure. In the fan section, rise in pressure due to the fan work and it is known as fan total pressure. It is also known as PTF is fan total pressure. And similarly, PS2 is a static pressure head in the downstream side, PV2 is a velocity pressure head in the downstream side, and PL is a energy loss. You must have to remember this thing. The pressure in the duct are usually expressed in mm of water. water, the pressure in the ducts are usually expressed in mm of water. And the second point is the air flowing through the duct is taken as standard air unless it is stated. The standard air is the air which correspond to 20 degrees Celsius, and the atmospheric pressure of air is 1.013 bar. We have to consider this pressure, or it is 101.3 kilonewton per meter square, and the relative humidity of air is 62%. For the standard air, density of air we have to consider is 1.2 kg per meter cube, and the rho v, PV formula is important. Now PV is important. PV we can calculate if the velocity of air V flowing through the duct is in meter per second, then the velocity pressure in the duct is PV pressure is it is rho V square by 2. Rho value is standard. We already discussed rho value is 1.2 kg per meter cube. Then put this rho value in this equation. It is 1.2 V square by 2. The after simplification, 1.2 divided by 2, it is 0.6 V square, and this PV unit is Newton per meter square. Now we have to convert this Newton per meter square into mm of water. Then the one important relation is 1 Newton per meter square is equal to 1 divided by 9.81 mm of water. Now we can convert this value into mm of water pressure. So the PV is equal to 0.6 V square divided by 9.81. So we will get V square divided by 16.35. So we can modify this equation. So we can convert the 16.35 value in this value. It is V divided by 4.04. Take under root of 16.35. You will get 0.04 bracket square. So the unit of this value is mm of water. If the velocity of air is in meter per minute, if the velocity is in meter per minute, then the formula is modified. So PV is equal to V divided by 60 into 4.04 bracket square. So the after simplification 60 into 4.04 we will get V divided by 242.4 bracket square, and the unit of this value is mm of water. In last case, for this case the velocity is in meter per second. So you can convert this meter per minute into meter per second. So for that purpose we have divided the V value by 60. The next important point is pressure loss in the duct or pressure losses in the duct. A little consideration will show that the pressure pressure is lost due to friction between the moving particles of air and the inner surface of the duct. When the pressure loss occur in the straight duct, it is usually termed as a friction loss, and the pressure is also lost dynamically at the change of direction, such as in the bend, elbow, etc. And the changes of cross section of the duct is this type of pressure loss is usually termed as dynamic loss. Now we will calculate a pressure loss due to the friction in the duct. Pressure loss due to the friction in the duct. And this pressure loss or friction loss we can calculate by using Darcy's or Fanning equation. And the Fanning equation is here. So PF is a pressure loss due to the friction. Pressure loss due to the friction. This value is in Newton per meter square. And in this equation, F is the friction factor, L is the length of the duct, rho A is the density of air, V is the velocity of air flowing through the duct, M is a hydraulic mean depth. Hydraulic mean depth is denoted by M value, and it is a ratio of cross section area of the duct. It is A, and weighted perimeter of the duct, it is P. So the main important thing in pressure losses in the duct, frictional loss and dynamic loss. Friction loss takes place in a straight duct, and dynamic loss takes place due to the elbow bend, tease, or due to the change in cross section. So we will modify this equation. Now consider PF pressure. Consider PF is equal to, just modified this equation, it is FL divided by M. Separate FL divided by M, and we will get another value. It is rho A V square divided by 2. But we know that rho A V square by 2 is nothing but a PV pressure. It is the velocity pressure. So you can write down FL divided by M into PV, and PV value it is in mm of water, because in last session we have already calculated this value. So you can see that PV pressure is equal to V square V divided by 4.04 whole bracket square, and its unit is mm of water. Now we can put the rho V value, PV value. So PV is equal to rho A V square by 2 is equal to V divided by 4.04 bracket square. Unit is mm of water. So put the PV value in this equation. So PF is equal to FL divided by M into V divided by 4.04 bracket square. 4.04 bracket square. Now the next modification is we can calculate the M value. M is the hydraulic mean depth. M is the hydraulic mean depth, and it is the ratio of the cross section area of the duct and weighted perimeter. Now consider it is the circular cross section or circular duct. So the cross section area of the duct is the cross section, it is pi by 4. This cross section A is pi by 4 d square, and the weighted perimeter is the circumferential area, it is pi d. Now this PF equation is important. By using this equation we can calculate pressure loss due to friction in the duct, straight duct. Now we will calculate a hydraulic mean depth value. M is equal to, for circular duct it is A value is pi by 4 d square divided by pi by 4 d square divided by the perimeter, weighted perimeter is pi d. After simplification we will get d by 4. It is a hydraulic mean depth value for a circular duct, and for a rectangular duct. Rectangular duct have the rectangular cross section area. So let us consider it is a value, it is a B value, length and width value. The cross section area for rectangular duct is, it is A into B, and the weighted perimeter is 2 into A plus B. So this is the value for hydraulic mean depth for a rectangular duct. The next point is equivalent diameter of a circular duct for a rectangular duct. Now, in order to find the equivalent diameter of a circular duct for a rectangular duct, for the same pressure loss per unit length, we shall consider the following two cases. The two cases are when the quantity of air passing through the rectangular duct and the circular duct is same, the Q value remains same for both the duct, and the second consideration is the velocity of air passing through the rectangular duct and the circular duct is same. So we will see the first important part, that is the discharge value flowing through the circular duct and rectangular duct is same. So for that purpose we required all this parameter. So let us consider the Q value is a quantity of air passing through rectangular duct and a circular duct. This value remains same. The area A small a is a longer side of the rectangular duct and B is a shorter side of the rectangular duct. Capital D is the equivalent diameter of a circular duct. A suffix R is a cross section area of the rectangular duct. PR is a weighted perimeter of the rectangular duct. It is 2 A into B. So the longer side of the duct is A and the shorter side of the duct is B. Then PR is a weighted perimeter of the rectangular duct. It is 2 into A plus B. The cross section area of the circular duct is pi by 4 D square. The weighted perimeter of the equivalent circular duct is pi into D, and the rho A is a mass density of air. Now we will start our derivation for equivalent diameter of a circular duct. Now consider velocity of air passing through a circular duct. Velocity of air passing through a circular duct. Velocity of air passing through a circular duct is we can calculate from Q is equal to A into V. So VC is equal to Q divided by AC. Now similarly we can calculate a velocity of air. Velocity of air passing through rectangular duct is VR is equal to Q divided by AR. Now we know that the pressure loss due to friction, it is PF, it is Darcy's or Fanning equation. So it is equal to F L rho A V square divided by 2 into M. Now we can put velocity value in PF equation. So we will get F L rho A, velocity replace V by Q into Q divided by A. So it is Q divided by A bracket square divided by 2 into M, because V is equal to Q divided by A. V is equal to Q divided by A. Now we will calculate a M value for a circular duct. Now M is hydraulic mean depth and it is a ratio of cross section area of a duct to the weighted perimeter P. Now put the M value in the Darcy's equation. We will get, put M value in Darcy's equation. Put M value in the Darcy's equation, we will get PFC is equal to FL rho A divided by PR divided by it is C, so it is PC divided by AC into Q divided by AC bracket square divided by 2. So you can modify this equation. It is F L rho A Q square divided by 2, and in the bracket we will get PC divided by AC cube. Now give the equation number 1. Similarly, we can calculate a pressure loss due to friction for a rectangular duct. It is denoted as PFR. So this PFR value you can write down from this equation. It is FL rho A Q square, Q remains same, divided by 2, and in the bracket replace C by R, so it is PR divided by AR cube. Give the equation number 2. Now, since the pressure loss, friction factor, length, density and quantity of air for a circular duct and rectangular duct is same, therefore from equation 1 and 2 we can equate equation 1 and 2. So it is because friction factor F is same, then the length is same, then the discharge Q is same for circular duct and rectangular duct. So you can equate 1 and 2 equation. We will get FL rho A Q square divided by 2 in the bracket PC divided by AC cube is equal to FL rho A Q square divided by 2 in the bracket PR divided by AR cube. Now this L 2 rho A get cancel out, Q also cancel out, so we will get PC divided by AC cube is equal to PR divided by AR cube. Now put PC value, PC, PR, AC and AR values are standard value in this equation, and then simplify. PC value is pi d divided by AC value is pi by 4 into d cube pi by 4 d square whole bracket cube. PR value is 2 A plus B divided by AR value is A B bracket cube. Simplify this equation, we will get a diameter D value is 1.265 in the bracket A cube B cube divided by A plus B raised to power 1/5. Now this equation is important to calculate equivalent diameter for a circular duct for a rectangular duct. Now A is a longer side and B is a shorter side of the rectangular duct, and so this formula is important. So by using this formula we can calculate equivalent diameter. The second point is when the velocity of air passing through the rectangular duct and circular duct is same. The last case was the discharge flowing through or passing through a rectangular duct and circular duct is remain same. So we will start our derivation. Let us consider a velocity V is a velocity of air passing through a rectangular duct and circular duct, but we know that the pressure loss due to the friction for a circular duct value, it is P of C is equal to FL rho A V square by 2 PC by AC, and for pressure loss due to friction for a rectangular duct is FL rho A V square by 2, replace C by R, so it is PR by AR. Again for this case the friction or pressure loss PF, F, then length, density, then PFFL rho A is same for equation 1 and for equation 2. So we can equate equation 1 and 2. We will get FL rho A V square divided by 2 in the bracket PC divided by AC is equal to FL rho A V square divided by 2 in the bracket PR divided by AR. You know that PF is same, F is again same, it is cancelled out, L remains same, 2 get cancelled out, rho A get cancelled out, so we will get also the velocity value remains same, so we will get PC divided by AC is equal to PR divided by AR. We know the PC value is pi d. AC value is a cross section area of circular duct, it is 5/4. D square is equal to PR value, it is nothing but perimeter of rectangular duct, it is 2 into A plus B, and AR is the cross section area of rectangular duct, it is A into B. Simplify this equation, we will get equivalent diameter value, it is in the form of A and B, it is A plus B. So we have discussed two conditions, two cases. In first case, the Q remains same, and for second case, this is the second case. For this case, our consideration is the velocity of air passing through the rectangular duct and circular duct is same. So this formula applicable when V remains same, and the last formula is applicable So this formula is applicable diameter 1.265 A cube B cube divided by A plus B bracket complete raised to power 1/5. This formula is applicable when the discharge is same.